morning, everyone. I hope traders and investors alike were green yesterday. We have a few small caps moving on the scanner: ALNA, USEA, ACRX, GME. We had a stock split, or announced they're doing a stock split. Also, Zim's up this morning. We have both those charts in here we'll take a look at. Also seeing RIO, AA up. So we're seeing some material names. FCX coming after some of the material names this morning. Seeing BTU up. We have that chart in here as well. CAT's up. So the market's basically up. So a lot of stuff's going to be up. The thing is, we need to find the leaders out of what's up today. So we're looking for stuff that's outperforming the market. The honey badgers. So this is AMC. Yesterday's candle was down. We were expecting to open up below that 20. Exactly what happened. It pushed back into the 9 and got snatched back down. Crude, another big down candle yesterday. Put the call ratio 87, very neutral. Plenty of room to move in either direction. McLaren oscillators for the NASDAQ were at 48, very neutral. New York Stock Exchange, 1234, very neutral. Plenty of room to move in either direction. U.S. dollars up again, second day in a row. VIX is actually down this morning, so we should be below this level here. This is a resistance level or support level. If we can get below it, it'll become resistance, and we'll be looking for UXBY puts. This is the 15. This only tracks the market hours on this chart. That's all stock charts tracks. You can see we pulled back yesterday. At the end of the day, we did try to push up into the 9 and seen some rejection there. Bear flagged into the 9. Apple, we've taken a big level out here. We've taken the downtrend out. The next level to watch is your 50. 145.43 is a big level there. We're going to see a lot of big levels here. That's why I added the weekly charts in. AbbVie just chopping around, nothing special there. You can see it pull back to the 9. If it holds this 9, I'll still look at it with a bullish mindset. It loses that 9. We're back to being bearish on AbbVie. AMD trying to turn here. Been really hard on this. Been really bearish on this all year basically. But it is trying to push up. Inside day yesterday is probably just pushing up to that 9. They'll get flagged back down. Affirm back into this wedge here. The 9 and 20 is resistance. This, you can see we are holding this little support level I got marked off. Affirm 15, not a big move at all yesterday. Just trying to digest some of the move that I made the day before. This is AMC's 15-minute chart. You can see we snatched back. We did take this resistance level back, which was support in pre-market yesterday. So we got back above that. There may be some sediment or some, it may see some action off of the GME split today. You know, they come after them all together. This is AMD. Right now we gapped up above yesterday's high. As long as we hold yesterday's high, I'll look for calls. We lose that, then, you know, bearish. We have plenty of room to move on that one up to the 9, so that may be a play today. They've been coming after the semis. Amazon took this downtrend out yesterday. The 50 here's resistance. I also like the 9 on this one coming up, swooping up to push price up, but that 50 is resistance, a big level there. So if we can't push above these resistance levels, we're going to end up pulling back. Apple gapped up this morning right into this resistance and got rejected. Maybe we can fill this gap already and then hopefully push up today. All right, this is Apple's Apple's weekly chart. You can see we are into the 9 here, big level. Mark that on your chart and watch that 9 on the weekly. We have to get above that. Boeing trading very flat right in between the 9 and 20. Nothing to see here. Bitcoin up a little bit. Nothing really to see here. We got to clear that 200 on the weekly for it to have any life into it. Bowen's 15-minute chart. You can see we put a bottom in down here yesterday. That could have been an entry point for a push back up to open. So it basically took back the move that it gave up yesterday, left it with a pretty flat candle. BNY still below this resistance level. The 50 and the 20 here support, the 9's resistance. BTU, I put this on, well, it is up this morning. I put this on the chart or in this list today because we do what I call an unusual options report. We picked up some unusual options flow on this, and it was bearish. Got a move down, so we did that over the weekend. We got a move down yesterday or the day before, which was on my day off here. So Tuesday we took a big move down. Wednesday we actually opened up and moved down to the 200. If you would have took this trade just by the options report, you would have had a nice win. It could have been a 2-day swing. I would have been taking profits at that 200. Those reports are very handy, and I'm going to start tracking them a little better so everybody can see the results. Chewy, we talked about how good this flag was and how good it looked. Big push yesterday. Well, big push Tuesday. Yesterday with an inside candle. This is Chewy's 15-minute chart. You can see the move we had, and it didn't give the whole move back yesterday. It did pull back. Well, actually, the move started down here. But we did pull back some. I expected it to pull back to the support, honestly, and it held in fairly well. You can see something's going on with it this morning. It's got a nice candle there this morning. That could be a bad print, but that's worth keeping an eye on. CVX, we're bearish on these oil plays as long. Your 200 support, your 9's resistance. We're bearish on these as long as crude keeps pulling back. You can see that big dip down yesterday, huge pullback. You can see the wick down there. The wick in this big candle, if you would have rode this puts down, that wick in that big candle, that's a sign of reversal. You're seeing wick, you're seeing a big bullish engulfing. It's time to get out of your puts, start looking for calls. Got a nice confirmation over top your moving averages right there and a nice push up. That would have made a very nice play. Lily still pushing up strong. One to still keep an eye on. Exxon Mobil pulled back yesterday. It's recovered it at the end of the day. It looks good here in pre-market. A lot of energy names are up right now. GME, yesterday we come down and touched this bottom once again in this channel that it's trading in. With the news coming in about the stock split, it just went to the moon. Big push up. And this morning it gapped up again. It's given the gap back, so we filled the gap. Let's see what happens here. We're holding the 20 right now on the 15. See what happens. That's definitely on our radar today. The Qs right into this downtrend. I like the 9 and 20 here, but this downtrend, we have to take that out. And you can see the Qs here. We have gapped up, but we have not taken out yesterday's highs in pre-market this morning. So we are still under that level, which means we are still under that downtrend. We have to take that out for this to push. And this is the weekly chart. 9 here is resistance as well. So we have some big areas on a lot of these stocks and assets indices. Bonds down candle yesterday. IWM. We talked about being below this 200. This is the weekly candle. We are still below this 200. The 9's coming down. That's not good. We do have some support down here if we do pull back, but it just has a lot of resistance above us. You can also see we're below the 9 and 20 here on a daily. That's also resistance. This is the 15-minute chart. We did gap up this morning, but we have not taken out, much less the highs we haven't even taken out, where we did push up yesterday, and that's because we have resistance above us. MRL pulled back, same as the rest of the energy plays, pulled back and recovered a little bit. Let's go back and look at that. Looks like something's going on with it this morning. Looks like it may have gapped up there. I'm not sure if that's a candle or not. If crude pushes, they'll probably push today, as long as crude's pushing. Meta, we got below this wedge here. On the weekly candle, we're pushing back up into it. That's another big area. We have to take that level out for Meta to push. And you can see Meta here on the daily, the 20s resistance there. So we have some big areas on the weekly and daily. This is the Meta's 15. You can see yesterday's high. We have not taken that out in pre-market yet. So we would like to take out yesterday's high to be bullish on Meta. We also see we have plenty of resistance there above us. So we need to be careful. Microsoft right into this little downtrend here. We're holding the 9 and we do have resistance above us. Well, actually, the 9's coming up. We took the 50 out. The 9's coming up to help push us up. Looking good if we can take that downtrend out. And you can see right here, we gapped up this morning a little bit. We've given that back, filled the gap. We could not take out yesterday's high. So a lot of these stocks, yesterday's high is very, very important. You can see Microsoft right here as well on the weekly. MRO, we have broken below the 200 here. The 9's on its way down. We may see some, so we lost the 200 here where some of the other energy names are still above the 200. So this is a weaker one, and we may see some downside coming into that name. Actually, nice push here this morning, right back into this resistance level. We're trying to get back into it in pre-market, see what we can do at that level. This is Oxy's daily, holding it better than a lot of the other energy names, and that's because of Mr. Buffett buying. Palantir, we've had a nice move on it this week as well. The 9's coming up. Inside day yesterday, just digesting some of that move. MACD looks good on that. You can see the yesterday's move. We pushed up really hard and then just give it back, and that's mainly because we need to digest some of the previous day's big move. Salesforce has a lot of issues right here. You can see the 50, we're above that, but you got the 9 and 20. You got a real battle going on there. You got to clear all that. You can see Salesforce here. This is a resistance line that's been on the chart, and we're coming back. We wicked off from it there. Wasn't even strong enough to get to it there. We're trying to get to it in pre-market, and then got rejected before we could even get to that level. SOFI pushed up yesterday, pulled back, chopped around. Definitely got some action going on in pre-market. So you can see SOFI here, a nice move up the previous day. Yesterday was another inside day. It's not really an inside day because we're above, but it just basically digesting some of that move. Watch your 50 arm for resistance. If this does try to push, your 20 is support. 9's coming up underneath of it. SPY's weekly chart, you can see we still have room to move to the 9 on this one, but your 9 on the weekly is 390.97. You need to get that marked on your chart so you know there's a level that's coming up there. SPY, you can see we are trying to take this 20 out, holding the 9. See, we gapped up this morning a little bit, trying to come back and fill that gap. Could not take out yesterday's high. Yesterday's high is a big level for a lot of these stocks. Tesla's weekly, you can see we're right into the 9 on this one as well. Tesla's daily, we had a big day the previous day. Yesterday was just an inside day. You can see we have some moving averages right there, struggling with the 9 and the 20, big area. Tesla's 15. We have gapped up. Looks like we just cleared yesterday's high. See if we can hold this. Upstart got back into this wedge and got rejected back out. Your 9 and 20's coming down on it to act as resistance. It's looking like we may see some downside on that one. Here's your 15. So we opened up and pretty much pulled back the majority of the day. We did push up just to put in a lower high and then got pulled back again, showing some weakness. Wells Fargo, inside day, had a couple of nice days. Inside day, you can see the 9 and 20 right there as resistance. A lot of the banks look very similar. So we pulled back yesterday morning, and we did recover at the end of the day. Looks like we did manage to come back up to yesterday's high at the opening candles, basically, and that's why we're flat. That flat daily candle. The 9 on Exxon, I know you guys been hammering. Josh, great job. Frank, great job. You guys been hammering Exxon Mobil. That's it's good seeing you guys lock these wins in. Still looking at this with a bearish mindset as long as crude's pulling back. But like I say, some of these names are trying to push this morning because crude is up. You can see this nice candle on Zim here. So Zim's up nicely this morning. We want to keep our eye on this one today. We're holding the 200, the 9's coming up. Holding that 200 is a good sign. If we can hold that 200, that's kind of the area I'm looking to watch. I'll keep a bullish mindset on that one. And this is Zim's daily. You can see we pulled back. We were watching this rounded bottom for a move down. We got that, hugging the support level, and now we're pushing up. That's also on Wall Street's bets radar yesterday. And we're back to AMC. I hope this video is helpful. Like I say, we have a lot of big levels coming up, and we need to watch these levels today and the rest of this week if we can't take them out. Non-farm payroll tomorrow is also a big number. This market seems like it's trading in between these little news events and these numbers being released. We're seeing reactions as the news is released. So let's keep that discipline up. Trader discipline is the key. That will be the key to your success. I promise. If you can learn to be disciplined and learn when not to trade and when to trade, it will be very helpful for you, and you will succeed. So have a good day. I hope something in this video can help. Keep an eye on those levels, and I'll see you in the trading room.